Then I vanished, she said, why you so mysterious? Girl, you gotta...
I need those updates right away.
I'll get right on it.
Your team. What's your code name again?
The boys.
Who came up with that?
Right here, right now. We'll show you how.
When TD Insurance gives students and grads ways to save, it feels all good in the adulthood.
Hey, nice quiet, please. We are rolling.
So do you feel like you'll ever be able to buy a home?
Honestly, no. We're doing everything right, we're saving, but at this rate, I don't think we'll ever have enough.
It's so expensive.
And have you ever heard of Equestrade First Home Savings Account?
Yeah, that tax-free investment account.
What is it?
I did a little research. Our money can make money faster tax-free.
So it's not a matter of if we can afford it, it's how soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
McValue meals at McDonald's are only $5.79 each plus tax. So if you have the car, maybe your friends can get the meal. The McValue meals for only $5.79. Now with the chicken stack wrap.
You take a new phone, add in special offers on phone plans, multiply the affordability, raises the power of savings, add in more special offers, make them for a limited time, and boom! Back to school deals. Fido. At your side.
There's still time to turn your summer plans into the plans of the summer. Get a small flavored cold brew, smoothie, or frappe for just $3 plus tax. Only during summer drink days at McDonald's.
To you, everything's in balance. Everything's in balance, yeah. Everything. Balance, but I want you so I'll shift my way. Everything's in balance. Everything's in balance, yeah. Everything's in balance, but I'll tip the scales for you. Just wait, 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 just wait. Everything's just right. Listen, this gotta change, but don't you just stay the night. I really don't mind. You know I got the time, but I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna see you cry. I cannot make up my mind. I cannot tell you a lie. This is such a crime. My feelings can reassign. I really need some time to think it through and decide. I can't open my eyes, but we'll make it out alive. Yeah. We'll make it out alive. Yeah. We'll make it out alive. Yeah. Everything.
Yeah. Hello! How goes it? Hello, Jim! How you doing, my friend? Hello, Moopy, if you're there. Oh, damn, I'm really fucking close. Schmello. It's the physical where they check you much you can still move. Yeah? They check you much you can still move, huh? Alright, fair. Fair. How much? No, Jim. No, you can't change it now. You wrote that in chat. You're stupid. And other shit like they. They. Yeah, is that like slay? I'm very confused here. I hope you're doing well, Kev. It's good to see you. And while I was there, I got my meningitis vacuum. Oh, damn. You got a new vacuum that sucks up meningitis? Let's go! I know, he's got it. He's got it all in the vacuum. His new vacuum. I'm live thyself. Unlive. Fuck! Poor Jim, man. Going absolutely through it. Zombie Jim? Yeah, man. Oh, I got an itchy ankle, chat. So, we... Huh? Don't be itchy! I got told to make my ankle not itchy by telling it not to be. So hopefully that works. Meningitis vaccine turned you unalive? Damn. Nah, I'm crazy. Yeah, well, you are American. That makes sense. We of the Republic. No. We are going to be just doing this. No, we're gonna be doing some more learnings, alright? Well, I mean, that just played really quickly. We're gonna do some more learnings and watch some YouTubes for the Stop. You ever click on a tab and accidentally unmute it by clicking the unmute part of the tab? Oh. Hang on, chat. You're getting rejected for a minute. Hello, chat! Also, I missed what you said. What? You're gonna be seeing me. Oh, you're fine. You scratched your ankle too much the other day and it started bleeding and burning. Now there's scabs because it was so itchy. Yeah? Kate's feeling your pain, Kev. Also there, with you. In spirit, not in physicality. What is that screen? I don't know. What is your screen say? Oh, got him. Hey, Sino. How's your day going? It's well. You dig it? Oh yeah. If you're gonna promote art, okay, Sino. Or if you're a bot, it's okay, I don't want it. I'm saying that now. I've had like the worst luck on Kick. Huh? No? Okay. Well, there we go. Hey, you know, how you doing, bud? We're about to do some, learnings. Sino, and then we're gonna get right into some Elden Ring. Ooh. You hate when they do that? They come in and follow and then remove the follow and bro, I've spent the last few days like slowly like trying to ban out the words that they use, and I was trying to avoid Discord, but I couldn't do it. I ended up just like, cuz the last straw was yesterday when like the guy just like spammed like everything message after message. I was like, I can't figure out what else that they're using. Ugh. So in in Kick, you can't mention the word Discord. I'm pretty sure you get auto banned. Unless you're modded, I don't think it affects you. You're doing okay? I'm early? I am, Eno, I am. The plan is to do some code learnings. And also, agree with Sino that Itachi's amazing. That's crazy. Yeah, I had to ban, like, what is it? Like, 5, 6 different words before I got to Discord. And they were still getting around it. If they start misspelling, like, Discord, I'm gonna be so pissed. Is that live wallpaper? Yeah, if you want the link, I can give it to you. It's on, you mean off, like, Wallpaper Engine, right? How do I... Wait, I did remember how to do this. Now I can't remember. Crap. How do you get the links of these? You could share a few also? Oh, hell yeah, bro. Inururururu. Hi. Hello, Catanosaurus. Hell yeah. If it's in Wallpaper Engine, you can find it? Ah, okay, cool. It's, well, if you want like a prompt to look for, it's called Itachi Manga Wall. Big gato. I like how in like the chat up there, it's just tiny, and over there, it's huge. Bet? Hell yeah. Oh, I would never burp, chat. Not once. Not ever. Never get over the intensity of it. Yeah, I know. He's got great facial expressions, Mr. Gato. I have, the ADHD drinks on, hand, by the way, chat. I've got Crush. I don't know why I had to look at it. I knew what it was. And then I got water. And then I got coffee. See, I have everything. Wool Red 40. Yeah, that. So, do you stream on Kick or on Twitch or anything, Sino? Oof. Burp? I've never burped ever. You do? Hell yeah. What do you like to jam, my friend? What do you like to stream? You were gonna self-promote? Hey, I appreciate that, man. I'm asking you about it though, so don't feel like it's that bad. Random games, really? Elden Ring? I love Elden Ring. I've been having heaps of fun with it at the moment. Look up Uchiha Susanoo in wallpaper. Okay, give me a minute. Ah! Nope, that's the wrong place to look it up. Okay. Damn. Yeah. Is that right? You might like that one? Hell yeah. Oh damn. Is Red 40 banned in Europe? Red 40 is not banned in Europe, but its use is more restricted compared to the US. European regulations require foods containing Red 40 or other official dyes to carry a label warning consumers that the dye may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. Hi. Hello, Will! We're all getting ADHD from drinking Red 40. Do you want to join us? Is this the one that you were talking about? Sino. Aha! I know. Your pad? Pass? No. No. Well, you said your pad. You're silly. You're dumb. Pass. I already have ADHD. But see, if you drink more of it, you can have super ADHD. You can have all of the H's and the D's. Doesn't that mean it's good? More is better, right? Bigger number, better person. Do I play seamless co-op or base game? I play bus game, my friend. And then sometimes I add, what do you call it? I was doing a run with like adding more bosses to the boss fights. That was pretty fun. I did that just before the DLC came out, but we haven't completed that yet. We're doing the DLC currently. How have you been finding it, Sino? I haven't beaten the final boss yet of the DLC. We're very, very close. You already have that, Will? Yeah, you've got all of the ADHDs. Let's go. Man, you must be in 4K now. What? I have high blood pressure. I don't think it will be good for me as well. Fair, it's rough. I love the final boss in the DLC, man. It's been so much fun to do. Where's the things? There we go. But are you drinking? What are you drinking then? Like that can? Yeah, it's called Crush Orange. I think maybe it is like the red dye 40. If it's like hyper like addictive, and maybe we don't have it in New Zealand, maybe that's the part that I like. Because like I've had orange soda before, and like for some reason like the crush hits like super hard for me, and I still can't figure out why. We don't have this in New Zealand at all. We have Fanta. We have other kinds of orange soda. Yeah. You have a drone? Oh, yo! That's cool, bud. Now I'm going to assume by drone you mean like one of the ones with cameras on it and not one of the ones that can do extra things like the military can. A small one? Okay. What have you been doing with it so far? Yeah? I'm gonna share the burp with the world, are you? Small drone, no cams. It doesn't have a camera? Yeah, it's got all of the things added to it. Besides, Orange Crush carries about 60 milligrams of the combined yellow 6 and red 40 artificial colorants. Azo dyes per bottle. I don't know if that's a lot. You're trying to practice so you can get one with wheels? I didn't even know they could come with wheels. Matt, Alpha Matt the lad, has a couple drones. He's a good lad. He likes to do different recording theme bobs with them. It's pretty cool. What's your plans with them, Will? What are you gonna do with them?
On pointers, and you don't have to. You'll see a simpler way to do this, but now that you have perhaps this underlying understanding of where things are in memory.
As it's flying and it goes down, it turns into a Narsika. Are you trolling me? Is this a real thing, Will? This sounds like you're trolling me.
And it's just addresses, we can actually do something kind of neat. We can do something like this. Let me go back to how about the string version of this with high, and let me do this instead. Let me clean this up a bit, get rid of some of these lines of code, and let me do this. Let me print out %C,
How far into Elden Ring are you at the moment, Signer? I forgot to ask you that, but
%C. Let me get rid of all these ampersands. We're going to roll back to like week 2 stuff. Just to be clear, when I compile and run this version of the program, and I'll zoom in, what should get printed on the screen?
Oh yeah.
This is just
I'll have to
week
look it up
2
later
stuff
then.
now. No pointers per se. Yeah. Just HI exclamation point, 1 per line, because I have all of these \n. So let me do that. Let me go down here, make addresses, enter. Okay, pretty good, /addresses, and indeed HI exclamation point. But now, if you're getting a little more comfortable, and it's fine if you're not yet today, but over the coming week or weeks, as you get a little more comfortable with the equivalence of addresses, with our definition in the past of arrays and strings and all of this, you can start to play around, and I can do this instead. If I want to print out the first character in the string, I could do, like week 2, s bracket 0. Like that will always work, and you can keep using that. That's not a CS50 thing. It's just a convenience in C. But I could technically print out not s, because s is an address, but what would be the syntax I could use to say print out the character at s? Any instinct? How can I say go to the address in s? It's one of 2 possible answers today. So of our two new operators today, we have the amp.
It ain't Sage row drink. Damn, imagine it not being a Sage row drink. Damn. Okay. Josh is drinking poison, but it tastes so good. I figured it probably wasn't good for me. Good thing I don't have it all that often. But yeah, it's probably very terrible for me. She's saving me, chat. She's drinking it for me.
So yum.
A goose tasting poison, yeah. We do like geese over here, that's fair. No, not good. You said goose. We like geese over here, Enor. That's fair. You know, I am in Canada now, where, you know, the snakes with wings come along and they yell at people.
We eat.
I haven't seen one here yet. I'm looking forward to it. Yay.
Ampersand and the star, which one will lead us to what is at an address? So the star. So in fact, if I want to print out what is at address 0, at the address S, I can just do star S. And if you really want to get fancy, how do you print out the second character that's immediately to the right of it, so to speak? Well, you can go to, with the dereference operator, and do you want to answer this one? S plus 1. Ergo, pointer arithmetic. Like you can do math, simple addition, subtraction, whatever, on pointers if you want. And you can do this here too. So star, if you want to pluck this one off too, how do I print out the last character, the third? S plus 2. Right? Because if you know and understand that like a string is just a sequence of characters, every character is just a byte, and these bytes are back to back to back, you can just go wherever you
Yeah? Just giving me geese now, are ya? Wait, this looks like a duck, but you know what? I can appreciate it.
want in the computer's memory. And here, I can do make addresses again, /addresses, and voila, we now have high exclamation point. So we haven't printed out anything new, but again, just by using these two new operators, the ampersand and the star, you can figure out the address of something, and you can go to the address of something. OK, question in back. Indeed, it ends up being the exact same. And so I might have used this term before, the ampersand technique, the square bracket technique, where you do S bracket 0, S bracket 1, S bracket 2. That's actually what we would really call syntactic sugar. Like it works, and you can use it, you should use it, it's nice and simple, but the square bracket notation underneath the hood
Big duck
is
equals
essentially
goose.
being converted
True.
to this, which this is not fun, right? Like this is when you want to show off to your friends, like you know how to do cool stuff in code, but this is not as readable as just S bracket 0 and 1 and 2, but that's all that's happening underneath the hood. And so again, this is why in CS50 we spend time on some of these lower level building blocks, because if you assume that indeed your computer's memory is just this grid of bytes, and you have now the code ability in code to get an address and go to an address, you can start doing anything you want. And you can poke around a computer's memory at any location, and herein lies the danger. Like I'm kind of on the honor system right now that if my string is high, exclamation point, it's kind of up to me to go to the first byte, the second, and the third. But I could get kind of crazy now. And if I want to see what's going on in the computer's memory, I mean, there's nothing stopping me from doing like S plus 50. And let's see what's there. So make addresses, /addresses, high, and then, OK, nothing, it seems. Well, how about 5,000 bytes away? Let's just poke around. What's inside of the computer's memory? So make addresses again. Make addresses, /addresses, enter. OK, still nothing there. Let's try 50,000. All right, make addresses. /addresses. OK, there we see it. So you've probably done this, some of you, by accident, because you probably went too far to the left or to the right in an array.
My stream keeps freezing. You don't know if it's only on your side. All right, chat. Help me. Are you also lagging, or are you good? Help me, chat. Help me.
touching memory that you shouldn't. Suffice it to say, I should not go blindly touching 50,000 bytes away, because who knows what's there. And indeed, in your computer, when a program is running, the computer segments it into different segments of memory. And if you get a little too greedy and you touch another segment of memory that technically was not allocated to you by Mac OS or Windows or Linux or the operating system, bad
It's going to
things happen,
refresh.
and you get a segmentation fault. And that means it's
yeah.
a bug in your code. So you can now do this, and this means hackers too can do things like this. If they can somehow inject code into your C program, maybe they can poke around the computer's memory. And indeed, this is kind of the technique whereby maybe a really sophisticated hacker can jump to this memory, this memory, this memory, looking for something like your password or your financial information or anything that's in the program but at some other address. There's nothing stopping an adversary, at least right now, from poking around. If they can execute code on your computer, from doing this kind of thing. So there, and again, is the power of C, but also the danger. And you'll absolutely suffer more seg faults in the coming days. But ultimately, the goal is going to be to help you solve them ultimately and fix things. But for now, I think that was quite a bit. So let me propose that we go ahead and take our longer break here, maybe 10 minutes, and have ourselves some whoopie pies in the transept. We'll be back in 10. All right, so we're back, and to recap where we left off, you now have this new capability in code to do pointer arithmetic, like treat addresses as numbers, which they really are in hexadecimal or otherwise, and like add them together and kind of poke around a computer's memory. And it was asked during break, actually, how we might further harness this in the context of strings. So I didn't change the code we wrote just before break. Recall that we last broke the program by checking out bytes 50,000 bytes away. But let's not do that, and let's actually try printing out not individual characters like I did per the %C, but why don't we try printing out strings and substrings, if you will. So let me clear my terminal window. Let me change all of these %Cs to %S, 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 and then let me rewind to what we've been doing since week 1 with strings, which is just print them out. For instance, with that first line. And the only difference at the moment is that now I took off the training wheels. I got rid of CS50.h, wherein string is typedef to char star for you. Got rid of that. So now on line 5, I'm declaring S as being a char star, which just means the address of a character. And printf is smart enough to know that the end of a string is wherever that null character is. But now that I can do pointer arithmetic, notice that I could do something like this. If I want to print out S, I just print out S. Suppose I do S plus 1 here and S plus 2 here, again after changing %C to %S. Any intuition around what this code will now print on the screen, line by line? Yeah, thoughts? OK, reasonable conjecture. Maybe the memory address of H, that of I, that of exclamation point. But other thoughts? Yeah, I think it's actually going to do the latter. It's going to print hi in the usual way, because honestly, line 5 is this, line 6 is the same as like week 1 stuff, except we took off the training wheel of string and we're calling it char star. But I think line 7 is indeed going to print out I, and line 8 is just going to print out, because it'll be just the exclamation point. Printf will still be smart enough to know where each of those substrings, portions of the string, end by the same logic as always. But let me go ahead and zoom out, run make addresses, enter, compiles OK, /addresses, and now, indeed, this is all a string is. It's a sequence of characters identified by its first byte. If you then start poking around and tell printf to print at what's at the next byte or the next byte, it's going to do its same thing, printing out that character and everything after it up until that null character. So again, even though there's like a lot going on, we've introduced these 2 new operators, like there's nothing that's happening today that hasn't been happening for weeks, but hopefully through this week, this week's lecture, this week's problem set and beyond, you'll start to realize that now you just have more tools via which to harness those lower level implementation details. So last week too, recall one other implementation detail. I claimed that you could not compare 2 strings quite as easily as you could compare to integers, for instance. And I told you to use a different function instead that you probably used 1 or more times with the past problem set. How are you supposed to compare strings, apparently? Yeah, so string compare, strcomp, that additional function that we said, you just have to use it for now. But you might have a little intuition already as to like why we have to use strcompare and we can't just use equals equals to compare strings. Like any intuition for this already? Why was strcompare necessary last week? Perfect. Equals equals would compare literally the two memory addresses instead of the actual strings character by character. And unless the memory addresses are literally the same, so you compare that exact same memory address, two different strings probably are not going to be considered equal, even if to us humans they indeed look equal. So let's see this. Let me go ahead and close addresses.c. And actually, before I do one last mention, one of the powerful things about pointer arithmetic, as an aside, is that C, and really the compiler, is smart enough to know how many bytes to keep adding and adding. And by that I mean this. Right now we got lucky because a string is a sequence of characters, and by definition every character is a single byte. You can poke around and do s plus 1 to get the next byte, s plus 2 to get the third byte. However, if we weren't dealing with strings, suppose we were dealing with integers that were in an array back to back to back, if you wanted to get at the next integer, you could still do plus 1 or plus 2 to get at the next or the next integer. You would not start to get into the weeds of doing plus 4 and then plus 8. You don't have to know or care how big the data types are in the computer. C and the compiler will figure that out for you based on the data type in question. So keep that in mind if ever doing this on a different data type than chars. All right, so let me go ahead and open up a file that I wrote in advance most of, and let me hide my terminal window and show you this. So here's a program called compare.c, whose purpose in life is to compare two strings. I'm back to using the CS50 library because at least for now and probably a couple more weeks, it is so much easier to get input from the user using CS50's function, getInt. But we'll conclude today by taking off those training wheels as well, so you can see how you can actually get user input with nothing CS50 specific. So lines 6 and 7, pretty boring, week 1 stuff. Get an int called I, get an int called j, and store them in two variables, I and j respectively. If I equals j, print out the same, else print out that they're different. Let me just stipulate for time's sake, I'm pretty sure this code is correct. This will get two integers from the human. It will compare them and tell me correctly if they're the same or different. And I'll prove as much by running make compare /compare, and I'll type in 50 for I, 50 for j, and they're the same. And now I'll do how about 50 and say 13, and those are different. So let me just stipulate this code is indeed correct. Would have worked in week 1, also works now in week 4. But let me now change it to compare not to integers, but as I hinted, maybe to strings instead. So let me go ahead and change this line of code to maybe be string s equals get string, asking the user for s. Then let's change this second line here to be string t, just to keep the variable name short for now. And t is a good choice after s for something like this. Get string, prompt the human for t. And then let's change our I and j here to do the wrong thing, per the intuition earlier. If s equals t, then print out the same, else print out that they're different. Now, if I want, I could take off at least some of the training wheels. I could change this to char star. I could change this to char star. Either is fine. I still need the CS50 library, though, because I'm using getString, because it's actually hard, as we'll see today, to get strings manually without using a library. But I'll keep it using string just for now with the library. All right, make compare again. /compare, and now let me go ahead and type in, for instance, hi, exclamation point, enter, and hi, exclamation point, enter, and they're different. All right, they're obviously not visually, but they are underneath the hood. And you probably do have the intuition for this already, whereby what's going on underneath the hood is that we're comparing accidentally the two memory addresses. So in fact, let's go there. Let's consider the memory. And let me zoom out now so I can just have more bytes to play with. So the squares are a little smaller.
You're going to get some sleep, bud? No worries. You have a good one. You're all good, Sino? Hell yeah. I'm glad it's not having trouble where you are.
And we say bye-bye.
Thank you for the luck. Oh my golly gosh. How did I get so tired all of a sudden? What the fuck? Good night, Enor!
And let me propose that when I declare s on what was line 6 a moment ago, it ends up somewhere in memory, like the top left-hand corner of my picture, for discussion's sake. And when I execute that same line of code and getString is called.
You need more red 40? No, I have learned that more than well, at least in the plastic bottles, I tend to feel sick if I drink a lot of it. And if I drink the can, I generally am okay. If you can buy the dye alone, just drink they. Yeah. For the drink pure red 40. Oh damn, let's go, Coca-Cola.
And I type in high
Gawk.
exclamation point, we know from week 1 that getString puts it somewhere in the computer's memory, and I'll propose that it's in like the bottom left-hand corner of the screen here. What happens after that? Well, I know, even though I don't generally care, that HI exclamation point and the null character exists at some address, like OX123, 124, 125, 126, for discussion's sake. And what's in S? Same as before break, 0x123. So that's all that's happening again on line 6, which is pretty much the same as when we were getting an S earlier. But notice now with line 7, when I get a second variable called t and I call getString again, and by coincidence, as the human, I type the same thing. Well, what happens here? T gets its own chunk of memory, maybe at the top right. That second version of high gets somewhere else in memory. You know, the computer could be smart and notice that it's the same, but C doesn't generally do that for you. It just plops it somewhere else in memory. And maybe it's at address OX456, 457, 458, 459, or wherever. But you can perhaps see where this is going already. T now, of course, contains the address of that first byte. And so in my code on line 9, when I compare S and T for equality, suffice it to say, they are not equal. Because of the way the strings are laid out in the computer's memory, it indeed looks the same values are there. But if we abstract away further, you can really see that S and T are not the same themselves. And so how did we fix this? Or really, how did we avoid this last week without spilling the beans and going down this rabbit hole of explaining like why you have to use stir compare? Well, if I go back to my code here, let's do it now the right way. Let me go ahead and include a line of code that says string compare of S, comma T, both as inputs. And then, if you recall, what does stir compare return when two strings are equal? There's 3 possible return values. So 0. So 1 is for if it comes alphabetically or ASCII-betically first or second. But for now, I just want 0. If I want to use stir compare, I do need string.h. So string.h does exist. That's not a CS50 thing. There's no keyword string as a data type. That's a CS50 thing. But string.h does exist. So I think now, with that change on line 10, if I do make compare and /compare, and then run again, type again, high exclamation point, I think now they're the same. And just as a second check, high in all caps, maybe high in lowercase, those are in fact different. Why? Well, stir compare, which was written by some other human decades ago, is just smart enough to know that it should go to S and go to T, start comparing them left to right, stopping once it hits one or both null characters, and return 0 only if everything in S and in T are exactly the same. Are any questions then on this here? Any questions on why we're using stir compare? All right, if no, yeah, in the middle. Yeah, so why is it not the case with integers? So it turns out it's not the case with integers, with floats, with bools, with doubles, with longs. Like literally every other data type works correctly. Strings, though, are special. They're useful enough in programming and have been for decades that the authors of printf and the authors of stir compare and bunches of other functions, Sterling for that matter, just kind of treat strings special because they're just useful, right? We humans interact using language, be it English or anything else, and so it's just useful to have into the language C just sort of first-class support for this notion of strings of human text. So the short answer is just because. Like, it just is necessary. Strings are different. They're implemented with this address and the null character. Everything else, though, is just a value. But a string, again, is a white lie. It's an address. It's not a thing unto itself. Good question. Yeah, in front. Oh, really good question. So in my code here, in VS Code, what if I do this? Instead of stir compare, and instead of if S equals T, what if I start playing around using star S and star T? Really interesting case to consider. Let's go back to our sort of deductive.
I should add the rickety shield. Should I, Brad? It's good to see you, by the way, bud. I hope you're having a good day.
Logic here. So star, the asterisk operator today, means go there. So when I've typed in hi once and then hi again, both uppercase, for instance, what is at the address S literally?
I still need to, what do you call it? I still need to do the quest to get Thop's barrier.
Someone else. What is at the address S? Yeah. So not quite at the address. Not what is the address?
Completely forgot Josh was streaming, so when he read that out loud, I thought he was talking to me. Whoop. Feel brained right now. Yeah. Pretty cool zombie, if you ask me.
Is at the address OX123. H. And what is at the address OX456? H also. And so here, you're kind of cheating. Like you're comparing the first character of both strings, but not every other one. Now, you could be really pedantic. And here, again, this is not like a good use of code, but you could do this. If that, and how about this craziness? So star S plus 1 equals.
Sorry, I was yawning during that whole thing and it cut my hearing off. What? Sorry? What did you say? Oh, you're off. Bye! My dumb bus really thought, how am I gonna add that for a split second? Yeah. Yay! I got kisses. Yum. Bye, be good. Yeah. Bye, have a wonderful time. Yeah, I should. Alright, if you get it for me, I'll add it.
Star T plus 1, and you could do this for every character manually, but that's why stir compare exists. It does all of this for you, but that's why, and that's the intuition. So I would encourage you to, anytime there's something kind of weird going on.
How have you been, by the way, Brad? We're doing a little bit of learnings before we do some more Elden Rings. I would never yawn. Far out! Why am I yawning so much? I wasn't even that tired. Pretty good? Hey, I'm glad you're doing good, bro. Do you like the little controller? That's new. Look, it moves when I move stuff. Isn't that cool?
I realize we might be straining credibility now. We haven't told you that many white lies. And so most everything that we've seen thus far can explain pretty much all of the behavior up until now, from week 1 onward in C. So let me revert this back to the right way. If S stir compare of S.
Very cool. Yep. I'm smart, okay? I'm super smart.
S and T equals 0. This now is the right version of the code. And now here is again where you can play. So let me do this. Let me clear my terminal window just to tidy things up. Let me get rid of all of this comparison stuff, and let's just see what's going on. As you are welcome to in your own code, let's print out, for instance, as we might have in week 1, the value of S itself in a new line, comma S, and then let's just print out T just to make sure it compiles and I'm not doing anything wrong. But this is not going to be that interesting, and frankly, I don't need string.h anymore because I'm not using stir compare. So make addresses, /addresses. There's my, oh, sorry, that's fun. OK, not %t, %s here too. Ignore that. Let's do this again. Make address, oh, and that's the wrong program. OK, let's do make compare, /compare, and let's type in hi again, and now we just see the 2 strings. I'm not comparing. But now we can kind of play around, right? Instead of printing out %s,
you got 2 texts from like 40-year-old dudes, and either someone is giving out my phone number on accident or intentionally. Yeah. How do you know that how do you know their age, and like what are they like? Do they think you're up for some sexy time or what, Brett? Do they think you're like a girly girl or something? What's going on? Explain.
Which prints the string. How do I print the address in S? I just need to make a slight change. If I want to see not.
You saw one of their profile pics? Yeah.
what's at S, but I want to see S, the address. Yeah. Perfect. So
I know, but both of them said they talked to you earlier. Or are they scammers? Maybe they're trying to, you know, get you to help Nigerian prince. You don't go outside, you don't talk to people if you do go outside. I get you, Brett, I get you. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe, yeah, crazy to two different people. What are they messaging you on? Is it just like texts, or is it like Messenger, or what? How's it going, Joshy boy? Still learning the pointers? Yes. Yes, we are. We've gotten a decent way through it. It's going pretty good.
change %s in both places here to %p. So now printf will treat it literally as an address. It's not going to do any fanciness with a loop from left to right looking for the null character. It's just going to print out s and t. So let me clear my terminal, run make compare. Whoops. Let's do make compare, /compare, enter. Type in hi again, and now you see, oh, so this is interesting. It's not quite as straightforward as the other values, which were 1 byte away. They're almost the same, but this one ends in B0, this one ends in F0. So they're indeed separated by some number of bytes. Not just one, but a few, because these strings are indeed longer. All right, so once you've seen this here, how can we now maybe leverage this to solve other problems?
On WhatsApp, so someone is giving them your number? Oh, damn. You get messages on WhatsApp and Telegram from bots. Oh. That sucks. But maybe that's what's happening to Brett then. Said he's gotten a couple messages from 2 different peoples that he doesn't know.
Well, let me propose that we do this. Let me zoom out here. Let me close compare.
You dealt their bots though because it's German numbers with messages in German, and you're German. I can tell by the bread in your picture. What? What, is that a specific German bread? I didn't know that. Huh. German bread always has that white, like, flour on top? Yeah? Huh. I've seen other... You're making me question it now. I've seen bread with that sort of thing on top. Probably rye bread or sourdough. Interesting. Back. Hello, Jim!
And let me open up another program I wrote part of in advance called copy.c. So copy.c, in theory, makes a copy of a string. How? On line 8, I'm using the same thing as before, get string, storing it in a string or char star, and asking the user for it. Then I'm not asking get string again. I'm just making a copy, super simply, with line 10 here, string t equals.
Got me on the iPad run right now. Yeah? You're running on the iPad? Let's go, Jim. If the scammers are desperate enough to use a German phone number, they can have all the 20 euros I have. Yeah.
Equals s. Now, intuitively, I think that's how I would copy a variable, right? That's how we've copied variables every week thus far in C.
I mean, can be German scammers. You hate me? Whoa, Jimothy. That's not a good look. You must be on my side, for you are one of my mods. Not allowed to be mean.
But something's going to go wrong. In line 12, in English, does someone want to explain what you think line 12 does? Don't worry about finding any bugs or mistakes, but what does line 12 seem to be doing using toUpper, which is thanks to the C-type library, which I've included the header file for? Yeah. Yeah, right? It's kind of like ugly syntax, but this would seem to be capitalizing the first letter of T specifically and just changing it. So we have T bracket 0 here because we want to save the change, and we're passing to toUpper the first character here. So this is how we did uppercase in the past, and now I print out S and T respectively using %s. So this feels like it should work. I copied S and stored it in T on line 10, and then I change T and only T on line 12. But you can perhaps, if you're comfy thus far, see where this is going if I do make copy, /copy, and let me type in lowercase hi, exclamation point this time, just once. So I'm going to hit enter, and watch what we see for the value of S and T. The new value of S and T at the end of my program seems to be what? It seems to be the same. Hi is capitalized both times. So what's the intuition then for this? Why did this just happen? Yeah, and back. Yeah, I assigned S and T the same memory address. So it did copy S into T, but C takes this very literally. What is S? It's an address. What is T? It's a copy of that address. If you want to copy the whole string like a normal human would expect, hey, you or someone has to do a lot more work. You have to go to that address, copy this character, this one, this one, this one, and copy it to a new location in memory. That does not happen automatically here for you in C. It does in some other languages. Those of you who've programmed in certain higher level languages, this just works as you would hope, and that's one of the benefits of Python and other languages that we'll soon see. But for now, it literally takes at face value what this is. Copy the address into this address. And I'll make that more clear by getting rid of the string keyword, which again is just a type def. This is technically an address here. This is technically an address here. So what's being copied is the value of that address, not all of the characters that might very well follow it. So I should make one note too here. I'm going to start getting more in the habit of trying to avoid.
You should learn C soon since it's an easy C++. Yeah, Loco.
Segmentation faults, because things could go wrong here. For instance, on line 12 previously, I was kind of blindly, naively, dangerously assuming that there will be at least one character in S or T. That might not be the case. If the user just hits enter, there's no characters to uppercase. And so this is reckless of me and could theoretically create a seg fault. So I should probably start to be smarter and say something like this. If the length of T is greater than 0, OK, now it's safe to actually capitalize the first letter. And that will decrease the probability now of those segmentation faults by just not making any assumptions about what the human does. Almost always, your programs will crash when you've made a mistake, yes, but the user gives you an input that you yourself did not expect. So what is this all?
Java has you wanting to kill myself, and all I've done is look at it. Yeah, it's that much fun, is it, Loco? I'm looking forward to getting into Python. I also do want to learn C++, which you said is basically like C and C++ are like just very closely related. What about C sharp? Like, what's the difference with that? It's just a bunch of classes. That's web dev? Oh, C sharp is web dev. Okay. That's interesting. I have never yawned once in my life.
Look like in memory? Well, let's go back to the big grid, this time focusing on the copying of values, and let's do this. Here's S, as in this new program, just declared to be a char star. Here is where my lowercase hi maybe ended up in the computer's memory. That's probably at 0x123, 124, 125, whatever, something like that. And that's, of course, what ends up in S as a value. When I declare t, I do get a second variable called t, just like before. But when I copy S into t, what happens? It's really just literally 0x123. Whatever the value of S is now also the value of t. And so if we abstract this away at a high level, get rid of all of those extra squares, this is what S and T now are. They're indeed copies, but copies of each other, not copies of the underlying characters. And so if you follow those arrows and try to print them both out after capitalizing one or the other, you're going to unfortunately end up capitalizing not just one of them, S, but both of them, S and T, because literally it's the same address.
It's like C and C++, but it's mainly used for web apps and apps, but not like HTML, if that's what you're thinking. No, I just remember seeing that, like, so I use StreamerBot, and I remember seeing something about C# in it. HTML is barely a language. Yeah? Why is it barely a language? Is it because you can do so little with it, or what?
Yes. Any questions then on this visualization? Yeah. Good question. Is this pass by reference? We have not seen in detail an example like that. Right now, you're copying by value. But references will come into play, and remind me in a bit if I haven't used that term yet. But this is just copying things by, could have ended poorly, value. Other questions? No? All right, so with this in mind, like, how do we actually copy things properly? For this, we actually need another building block. So today we give you two functions, one of which is called malloc, one of which is called free. And these are used all of the time by like every piece of software you and I use on our Macs, PCs, and phones, whether it's written in C or some equivalent other language. Malloc is for memory allocation. It's a function that you can use to ask the operating system, Mac OS, Linux, Windows, anything, for some number of bytes. 1 byte, 100 bytes, a gigabyte of memory. You can ask malloc for however much memory you want in advance. It will return to you the address of the first byte of memory that it found free for you. Unlike a string, it is not null terminated. And so the danger with malloc is that it's on the honor system. If you ask it for 1 byte or 10 bytes, you, the programmer, in like a variable, have to remember how many bytes you requested, 1 or 10 or the like. Strings do that for you, not when we're getting now to this low level. Malloc's just going to give you some memory, and it's up to you to manage it. Free does the opposite. When you're done with some chunk of memory, you can free it by passing in that same address and just hand it back to Mac OS, Windows, or Linux and say, I'm done with this. You can let me use this for something else later. As an aside, if your computer has ever like frozen or hung, like the whole thing maybe just spontaneously reboots, yet another reason for a bug like that might be if you write a program with a bug that keeps mallocing, that is asking for more and more and more memory, but you make a mistake and you never free it, well, eventually the computer is going to literally run out of memory, and something's...
HTML is a lot of like header, color, not for int I equals, yeah, okay, gotcha.
going to go wrong, and that's often when computers freeze, like they're just out of memory. It has the memory there,
You learn,
but the program was trying to use too much of it.
You learned the basics of
So
HTML a couple hours
will surely make in the coming
when you
weeks.
first started.
Hopefully you'll now see the solution. So let me go back to VS Code here, and let me
Then you
propose
stopped and started
that we do the
Python.
following. I'll hide my terminal window for a moment, and I'm going to introduce another header file up here. And I promise there's not going to be too many more of these, but this one is called standardlib.h for standard library. And in this file are the declarations, the prototypes for malloc and free and a bunch of other stuff as well. It lets me now manage my own memory. So let's focus now on line 11. Line 11 is where I went wrong before, because conceptually I want to copy the whole string, but of course I'm only copying modestly the individual address. So how do I copy the whole darn thing? Well, what I need to do is this. When I declare t to be the address of something in memory, why don't I set t to be the address of a free chunk of memory? So let me ask the operating system, give me this many bytes, tell me what the address is, and I'm going to store that in t initially, just so I know where there's free space for me. So how do I do that? Well, quite simply, I call malloc, and then I pass in the number of bytes that I need. Now, for hi exclamation point, I think I need 3, although wait, no, I really need 4 because of the null character. But I don't think I should be hard coding numbers like this, because who knows what the human's going to type in. So I can actually use strlen of s and then +1. This will ask malloc then for however many bytes corresponds to the number of characters the human typed in, +1 for, again, the null character. So it's just being smart and defensive rather than choosing a number myself. But now all t is a pointer, if you will, to some random chunk of free space. So there's nothing there yet, or there's, bits there, but who knows what value they are. They're certainly not.
When you started a lot of programs, of the programs you make won't even use this. The stuff he's teaching me right now, Loco, you mean with like malloc and free? And the string length compare thing?
Not identical to what the human typed in. I now have to do this. So how can I copy one string into the other? Well, let me do this. Instead of capitalizing something just yet, let me do this. How about for int I gets 0, I is less than the length of s, and then I++. So I'm going to iterate for the whole length of the string. And in here, I'm just going to do this. The ith character in t should be identical to the ith character in s. So I'm just
Yeah, memory isn't very important until you get to the point where you have to deal with memory. It's not important until you deal with its importance. Exactly.
literally copying from right to left each and every character in s, and I can trust that there's enough memory.
But if you make a blackjack game in Python, you won't be using pointers or any of the stuff he's doing right now. Yeah, I figured as much. I still do want to learn like C and C++ though, as well as Python. I am undecided if I want to learn like Java or anything else. I may in the future. It's like these are the two that I really want to learn. I was considering like C#, but I might not even need it. It's all slow. I don't know what you mean, my friend.
In ty, because I asked for that many bytes +1. Now, there's technically a bug here. I actually should probably do this. I should do +.
You would do Python, C, C++. Like, you gotta take it slow. Yeah. That seems like a good idea. This is like an introduction type course thing, though. I believe. I don't know. Whatever the Python one is, I will definitely do it. Are you telling me that I should just forget this for now and go straight to Python? Is that what you're saying? It's one thing you had about school. They had me learning C++, Java, and Swift. I mean, it's good if you, like, know... It's good if you want to, like, get a job, I suppose. And then they'll be like, which languages do you know? And you're like, these are the ones I do know. And, yeah. You've already got them. Python and C, you have to teach yourself. Oh. You're trying to get an internship in the next year? How yeah, bud. That's awesome. You would say start coding? Yeah? Oh yeah, way. Start doing some stuff in Python. I don't really know it well enough yet. And I forget, like, so I was looking into just starting with straight Python, like you said, but then I saw a video and they were saying that, like, this particular thing was very helpful in the long run. Like, if they'd done it this way, then, if they'd started doing it with, like, the way that this guy teaches it, then, they would have had less trouble in the future. Because I don't code in it? Maybe. That is true. I haven't really done much coding so far.
1 here, or if you prefer, I should do less than or equal to the Stirling, but I think it's a little clearer to do the +1. Why do I, for the first time, want to go just beyond the boundary of S and copy one more byte? Yeah, I need the null character. Like, I could technically manually add it with some additional line of code, but I might as well just copy it because \0 is \0. So this time, and probably only this time, it's reasonable and correct to go just beyond the boundary of your string. So you copy the null terminating character so that the computer also knows where t ends. And now I think what I can do a little more safely is this. Let me go down here.
I should write a code for getting some bitches. Jim, I already have a bitch. I don't need anyone else. What is this? If anything, you need this code, my friend. Facts in Python, so it would be so easy.
Here and say t bracket 0 equals 2 upper of t bracket 0. So same line of code as before. If I actually want to be really safe, I should probably do this. So if the Stirling of t is greater than 0, so there's at least 1 byte there. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Are you gonna be a snitch, are you, Jim? Go on. I did mine in C++ and got me a fiance. Hell yeah.
Okay, now it's safe to blindly capitalize the first character. And I think that now puts me in better shape. So let me try this now. Let me open up my terminal, make copy, /copy. I'm going to type in hi.
Goddamn, enter key, fucking your day up. Oh, damn.
Exclamation point in all lowercase, crossing my fingers this time. And now if I zoom in, it indeed capitalized only T and not S in this case. So pictorially, let me switch over here. Here is, as before, the variable s pointing at hi in all lowercase. When I call malloc, though, that gives me a chunk of memory that I'm going to store the address in t of. So if t is some other variable, as it is in my code, and there's some other available chunk of memory, I don't know where it is, but let's assume, as always, it's at 0x456, 457, 458, 459, so 4 bytes total. What is now happening? Well, t is defined as pointing to that, because that's what malloc gives us, the address of the first byte of the free memory. And now with my for loop, I'm just iterating over it, copying the h, then the I, then the exclamation point, and then for good measure, the \0 instead. Questions then on this process here? A really good question. If I omitted in my code the +1, and I didn't do less than or equal to, so that I'm copying the 4th byte, odds are in this program, because it's so short, you wouldn't notice that there's an actual error. But what could happen is when I call printf on t, if there's no null byte there, it might print h, I, exclamation point, some random value, some random value, some random value, some random value, until it gets lucky and there happens to be a 0 byte, a null byte by chance, for instance. So if you don't include the \0 some way, that's going to happen. And I say some way, I could even do this. I could technically just copy the length of the string s, and at the very bottom here, I could do something like t bracket T bracket Sterling of T, I could do this, but this is just not necessary. Like I could manually add it at the end of the string, but again, I'd claim that it's just simpler to borrow, that is copy the one that's already in S because it's the same thing at the end of the day. Good question. Other questions on this copying correctly now? All right, is there any room for improvement here? Well, let me propose a slight...
Okay. Oh, I'm struggling at the moment, chap. This has been pretty productive. I think I'm going to change to Elden Ring. Very worse. But I'm going to quickly go to the loo and come back, okay? All right. I would never burp. I'm back. Thank you for the tips, by the way, Loco. I appreciate it. I think next stream, I'm just gonna start with the coding then. Oh. Although I'm not really sure how that's gonna go. Do you have any, like... What was the thing that you went through? What was it? You had, like, a... Oh, I forget the website now. Thing.org. You got resources? You've become my coding buddy? Is lonely? No, that's not lonely, bro. That's great. I need someone to, like, help me with it. And so I can bounce ideas off. Not everyone in chat is as excited about it as I am. Your fiance gets tired of me talking about code. I get the same, little, look, I think, my friend. edx.org. Yeah, that's it. I did sign up to it. You can send me a link. Hang on, bud. Yep. There you go. Has like 50 projects with code that you can follow along and understand. Hell yeah. You should use some in a game you made in Python, so it really does come in clutch. Hey, hell yeah. What kind of game did you make, bud? Hmm. Minanesky RPG that was text-based? Hey, that's cool. Used to play one as a kid, so that's where we got your inspiration? Oh, yeah. Hmm. It's a great project to learn from since you use all the basics of coding. Oh, yeah. Okay. Hmm. I'm getting like pulled into it a lot. All right. I will continue to read this later. This seems pretty cool. Um. Bush. Hell yeah. Thank you for this, bud. This is a lot of help. Oh, what am I reading? I'm literally just reading the instructions, the introduction. It's just saying, like, I just read, like, the idea of, like, what you should do. Start from a blank file, copy the code, download the program and run it, see what it does. Then, like, copy the file. Don't copy paste it, type it out, and then run the program and go back and fix any bugs, typos, that sort of thing. It's giving you a general idea of how to use the book. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's really good. There's a lot of text to read. Oof. And I got a little bit lost into it. By lost into it, I don't mean that I can't understand it. I just mean that I lost track of what I was doing and just kept reading in dead silence while just staring at me stare at the screen. You can't even see it. EDX is great if you want a class-style way to learn it. Teaches you loops and then arrays and then pointers, etc. Yeah, I found the oh, what do you call it? It's this CS50's Introduction to Programming with Python, right? That's the class type thing that you have taken. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, I found it this time. I don't know why I had a hard time finding it last time. And I also found the... What do you call it? The video... Well, not the... Well, like, what the video that I was just watching, that class as well. Okay. That's real handy. It'll be the same style videos you watch with notes and full projects to work on that helps you learn what they win of it. Yeah, that'll be way more helpful. I like having examples and things to do. Like, I was trying to have a go at it before, but it was like, I have something on my phone that gives you, like, examples to do. But it doesn't it teaches you at the same time. But it's not the same. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's pretty helpful. Ugh. You would do the EDX as priority than big book for fun and keep learning and getting better. Hell yeah, bud. For now, though, I'm going to move to Elden Ring. You did the same thing on your phone, but they all get to a point we have to pay them. That's ass. Yeah. Yeah, I have noticed this too. Free Code Camp is also really nice for Python and other languages. Hell yeah, bud. I'll have to have a look at that one too. But enough code talk, it's Elden Ring? Exactly. I had to reset my my Twitch. Oh shit. I had to reset my Twitch affiliate things today. Because, oh shit. Because, it's not giving me, like, the payout that, it's supposed to. Probably because I moved to Canada recently. But we should... Oh, yeah, that was the other thing, too. We should be getting shit back to normal soon, TM. That did not let me parry. This game looks sick, but I've never been a fan of these styles of games to play. I'm a huge fan of these, man. I didn't think I would be, and then I started with, like, Sekiro, and it, like, set me off on, like, all of them. What is more your type of game, Loco? I really like Smash as well. Have I played Baldur's Gate? Yes. Not the newest one. I played Shadows of Am, so Baldur's Gate 2. Back in the day. Never completed it. Didn't get very far. But I had a lot of fun playing it. I've seen what they did to the new one. It seems great. And I can see why people are so hyped and love it so much. Like, there's a lot you can do in it. But I've gotten to... I find it hard to play out a lot of games that are turn-based now. Like, I can do it with some. Like, I can do it with the Disgaea series. And I can do it with Final Fantasy X. But it's hard for me to, like, do it with other games. Play a lot of Minecraft and Counter-Strike. Hell yeah. And racing games like Dirt Rally and Assetto Corsa. I don't know the Assetto Corsa one, but I've heard of Dirt Rally. My dad actually met one of the dirt rallies is it's named after one of the famous rally drivers. I forget his name. Crap. My dad was a barman, and because he came down for a dirt rally while my dad was like on the bar, and he used to tip really well, which is unusual in New Zealand because we don't get tips normally. But my dad said that it was like cool to talk to him. He would get to talk to him more when he like wiped out. Feel like it's something Collins. I don't know if it's Collins. I feel like it's Collins. Colin McCree. There you go. Yes. That's who it is. Thank you, Luca. Alright. That's sick. Those rally drivers probably got some cool stories. Yeah. My dad was a barman at the hotel he would stay at. Hello? No. Yeah. Oh. Nearly wasn't clean. Thank you. Bye. Oh, that missed. I am sad. We are way. Whoa. Thank you for the raid, Irish. I appreciate it, man. How's your day going? How's your stream, buddy?
Check the building to the left.
Open the marker and make sure there's not extra information in the description.
Oh shit, zombie fight inside. There's a bunch of zombie fight inside another building as well. I have It's in here, it's a rush. Fuck, reloading.
Someone in!
Them running on the floor is like gross.
Reloading magazines. Reloading mags.
That was scary as fuck.
I just streamed Go Irish. I hope it went well. How's the ring today? It is on fire. No, it's going pretty well. Nope. We've like just changed over to this, my friend. So you know we're getting there. Raid, woo! How yeah, big. How's it going, buddy? Oh damn. Did not know I'd accidentally done that. Yeah, so we were learning some code earlier. This we're getting close to finishing. I've been saying that for the last little bit though. But we are legitimately getting close to beating this fight. I did make it a bit harder than it had to be, but it's been a lot of fun doing it. It's your favorite game, Irish! Yeah? What was Irish playing today, Binks? DayZ? Hell yeah. I mean, we did just get a DayZ, clip from his channel, so that would make sense. The other Elden Ring. Oh, true, true. Yeah? You're last, are you, Binks? I am disappointed that didn't parry. Oh! Hey, thank you very much for the follow, my friend. we recently worked out that there's purple rock throw meteor shower in phase 2, because this is phase 1. Needs to be dodged by going to the side and back, not just to the side, and I've been trying for like about a week to only go to the side. So over the last 3 days, we've been practicing it. Oof, yeah, big oof, bud. Huge oof. Bro, I highly dislike that. I do not understand why sometimes it's like, oh yeah, no, don't worry, bro, you got this, man, you can parry that. And other times it's like, no, fuck you. I'm just complaining about nothing, really, okay? But I don't know why I struggle with that currently. Because sometimes I can get it easy, and sometimes I can't. I must be doing something weird. I've been, looking at a lot of, hitless streamers recently. I think I'm gonna do a hitless run for one of the Soulsborne games soon. I'm not sure which. I've been really enjoying this, so I am considering making it Elden Ring. Is it okay? You do that every day? Yeah? That got me there. Oh, to be fair, I probably shouldn't have tried to hit. Being on his left when he does that is fine, if I have to dodge. But, yeah, I was probably a little greedy. I don't know if it moved me because of that or not. It probably did. I might not have been okay if I didn't try to hit. Who knows? I feel like I would have been fine. What kind of games are you into, Binks? Are you a big DayZ fan like Irish, yeah? If you need to go get like a drink or something to eat, by the way, Irish, feel free, man. Or if you need, like, you know, a loo break. Is that too. Never forget the Lou. Or the Steve. Or the Greg. You know, whatever you happen to call your friends. You think Binks does variety? Oh. Hell yeah. What's your favorite variety, bud? Do you like just having like all of the veggie tables, or are you going for like all of the fruits? Hi Josh, how are you, buddy? I'm doing pretty good, Lee. We've been learning some code earlier in stream, which was pretty fun. Loco gave me an updated set of lessons to take, rather than what I have been doing, so that's going to be fun in the next couple streams. This, even though I just died, is actually getting me further in this fight. I am excited. You've done Dark Pictures lately? Those are horror games. Oh! You ever played Roblox horror games? A couple of my viewers really like looking at Roblox horror games. They think it's funny. I'm real bad with horror games, by the way. Especially like the puzzle parts. Like I am terrible at puzzles. In video games. In video games, I'm terrible at puzzles. Like, just me and the video game, like, are at odds. Yay. Roblox! No. I thought that might be your reaction. See, this is why you should play Roblox, because you dislike it so much. That's the move, by the way, that I have been struggling with right there. I dodged the hard part and fucked up on the easy part again. No, that's for kids. See, that's where you're wrong. It's for people with no money. Which also happens to be kids. One of my mods is convincing me to play a custom game on Roblox. Some kind of dress-up game. I forget what it's called. But my chat's been pretty, like, yes, do it. Yes, do it. So we're gonna do it. What other things have you played recently, Binks? Anything of note? Oh, bro. I'm sad that made me go left. I didn't tell you to do that. I just rolled it. Ugh. Whatever. You sucked into First Descendant. I've heard some good things, but I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what kind of game that is. Can you help me? Can you explain it to me? Elder Scrolls? Is that what we're on, buddy? We're on the Elder Scrolls. Skyrim. Remastered 27. You're horrible at explaining. That's okay. Try your best. It's a grinding game? Is it an MMO? This could be practice for your stream, my friend. We're like, okay, today, chat, we are playing The Last Descendant. I think that's what it's called, right? No, The First Descendant. I don't know. We're playing a Descendant game. You're all my descendants. Stop littering the planet. That's what Steam says? Okay, I can see co-op missions up to 4 players, mechanic used to defeat giant bosses. Okay, that sounds fun. You're gonna go up in the air, bud? Yep. Oof. Close. No! I knew it was a mistake to hit then, but I couldn't help myself. Fuck! I couldn't see what move he was gonna do, and I was determined to parry it. Ah! What do you think of jumping over the stomp? I could try it. I did try it for a little bit. Remind me, Dice, does the stomp in phase 2 have a laser come off it or not? Because I thought that it did, and now I can't remember. I learned my lesson, I might have. Maybe. Maybe, just maybe. Also, Dice, it is good to see you, my friend. Okay. Descendant is first-person shooter powered by Unreal Engine 5! Become a Descendant! Fight for the survival of humanity. Descendants have unique abilities to play solo cooperations up to 4 players. Okay, cool. That sounds like fun. Third-person shooter. Grindy game. Do you get, like... Okay. That's what Steam says. If you've got any clips, by the way, chat, that you want to show me, feel free to chuck them in chat. I love watching them. Chat's pretty keen on them too. It's fun when you play with your friends. Oh, when your friends play, but they never play! They have lives, ooh. Oh, disgusting! How dare people have lives. Oh. How dare. Clearly, they are not gamer enough. I mean... Look, I've been playing Mario since, you know, I was a wee lad. Not really. But, at my friend's place, because I didn't own it. And anyway, I learned from Mario that you can have 5 lives. So clearly people aren't, like living enough. If anything. It's free? That's cool. I was supposed to test a different game this weekend. And you know what I did? I didn't. I downloaded it, I got the beta key and everything, fucking didn't even do it. I've just been doing this the whole time. Granted, I've been having the time of my life. I've actually been... Ah, fuck! I've actually been enjoying this. But I was supposed to try this mech game. It was called mech something. Fuck! The movement looked really slick, so I wanted to see how good it would be. But I've just been, like, on this, like, on the Radan grind. I have to assert my dominance. And then after I assert my dominance, you know, I must scream from the tippity tops of everything. Oh. Huh. My phone's just Amber alerting me. I think it's the first time I've actually ever got one of those. It is hard to not think of the Broken Egg Cafe when I see that shell. Oh, okay. Are you recommending that I change my camera holder dice? What should I change it to? Or is it too colorful? Do I need to be in black and white for you? Is that what's going on? Well, that ain't it, is it? Oh, that's fucking funny. I'm a very yellow egg. And I'm purple and mad. I am Thanos. Watch me snap. That is actually not where I thought that was going to go at all. Now I look like I'm devoid of color. Is it? No. Whoa. Now I glow. Now I am dull. Alright. Nope. Gamma. Nope, not that either. Whoa. Jabus. How do I make it, like, black and white? Jesus. I thought this would be easy. Oh, it might be on this. Ah, there we go. There we see, easy. Color. Black and white. There you go, chat. I am old. I am the old. You're welcome. You don't know what the Broken Egg Cafe is? No, it is. Yeah, is it, Dice? You're making chicken tenders? Oh, you're gonna take some photos for me? Have you had any good food today, chat? Lee's about to. If you've had a pie, a meat pie of some sorts, you get extra points. If you've had a pie, you get like half extra points. The most points if it's steak and cheese. Channel points reward to change the color. Yeah, sure, we could do that. What colors do you want? Because, you know, besides what we are right now, we've also got that anger emote. Sorry if this is loud. Not sorry. Hi. I would never anger, not once.
And his name is John C.
Yeah. Give me a second. If the camera doesn't work, it can be the whole egg. Oh, I was doing the whole thing anyway. uh... Hang on. It's gonna take a minute. Oh, damn. I'm getting an ad in a couple minutes. Huh. We're just gonna put a delay on it for now. I will figure out... Sorry, not a delay. Oh yeah, delay. Which will be... Let's do... I'm not sure how long that is. Oh! You know what? I'm dumb. I can just set it to toggle. I didn't even realize I could do that. Fuck, I'm silly. Uh... Oh, a controller on screen. Yeah. Uh... Oh. Uh... Alright, chat. There you go. That should work. Hi, Brutus. How have you been, bud? That should exist now. I should have probably done like a time... Not a time. I should have probably done like a... Ooh. Fuck! I should have done a... Posture check? Okay. I should have done a... soundbite with it. But I don't really have anything to go with it. You guys got any, like, old-timey-wimey, sound bites that would suit it? Yeah. It should be there now. Yeah, see? There. It's home! There you go. I wonder if there's... Look at me. Oh. That's right, there's these two. Alright, you got to this boss in my playthrough, but I haven't done all the bosses, so I'm running back. Ah, fair. Do you know which ones you've missed? I don't... I need to be careful which... So, like, I found something that, like, lets me do shaders as well. Which is funny. But, I guess I won't mess with it just yet, because I know that a few of them crash OBS, and I'd rather not crash right now. I'll have to, like, remind myself to have a look at it later. Oh wait, Dice, were you meaning, like, across the entire... game? Like, the entire Twitch stream, sorry? That you wanted it all in black and white, or just me? I just realized that's what you might have been saying. You haven't done the dragon area to the west yet? Oh, hell yeah, bro. You'll be in for some fun with that one. You think it's actually southeast? Have you done... I'm scared to show you the whole map if you don't want spoilers. Have you fought Commander Gaius yet? I'm so sad that missed. Ugh. You've unlocked the whole map? Oh, okay. Well, alright then. Okay. Have you done the horror area? Did you see me do part of it? Like, this part of the map. Have you done the boss here? Well, I mean, not directly here, but, you know, up here. Here? No. Here. Sorry. I know you've done the finger boss here. Because you're the one that told me about that. You might have, but that's mostly where I haven't been. Oh. So you don't know... Well, if there's a Midra's manse there, then there's a boss in there. Okay, that's all you need to find, really. Yeah, you would have fought that. And have you fought the... You have to double check. Have you fought the Shadow Tree Avatar? Because there's that too. Giant sunflower? Yeah. Sounds like you've fought him. That was bad. Yeah? Mm. Dragon. Oh! Have you gone through the blue area yet? And have you seen Saint Trina? Saint Trina is not a boss. You see Saint Trina after a boss. You've been in the blue, might have missed that NPC. Hmm. It's, well, yeah, I don't know if, how much you want me to give away on that. It'll be unlocked now for you if you've already got to Radahn. Did you do the fight before this? With, like, Needle Knight Leader and all of that? Ugh. What now? Hello? Okay, can you guys see me? My OBS has died. God damn. I'm on screen? Okay. According to... What? So, my OBS has crashed. Okay? Are you... Like, it says that I'm on the starting screen right now, but I can't see any difference. Tell me if you got the Switch. I definitely have that. Also, Dice, were you meaning, like, just the camera, or were you meaning the entire game gets, like, set to old-timey-wimey? You did? It's not changing shit for me. It broke it. It broke it. But I mean, if it's working for you guys and it's still updating chat for me, fuck it. If there's something wrong with my shit, you guys will have to tell me. Really weird though. Maybe I shouldn't leave it like this. It's so weird though. Alright, I'm gonna close it and reopen OBS, okay? Don't go anywhere! Don't leave me, Brian!